It's been a long time since anyone's uttered the name Triple M Review. It's been millennia, centuries, decades, or a year since the one figure was presented us with the best reviews has left a mark. Now, in retirement, he just sits there and lazily watches TV like the bum he is, even though he should be doing reviews. Yeah, you get out. Get out. Do something. Yeah, get up. Go do a movie review. Yeah, now. Thank you. And finally, you will get an actual video.
Hey there, everyone. The Triple M Review.
Triple M Review. Yay.
Review. Today I'm here to tell you about the movie Glory. Glory is a 1989 movie made by Edward Shevik and shows the fight as well as plight of the 54th Massachusetts as being some of the first African American soldiers to properly serve in the Civil War. The movie is around 2 hours and is considered a historical drama film. Glory had the purpose of telling the story of African Americans who fought what they believed was right. Glory starts out with American soldiers who are preparing to go to Antietam. Robert Shaw is leading the group into war as they take on the incoming Confederacy. Robert Shaw develops PTSD due to the battle that he witnessed, the true struggles and pains of war. Robert then is returned home with his family, being known and respected for his service and invited to a party at his house to celebrate his return. Robert Shaw was invited to be the leader of an all-black regiment called the 54th Massachusetts. Though questioning his decision, he decided to become the colonel and fight for freedom. Robert starts to try and understand his regiment and learned how they are just as good as any Caucasian soldiers and represented the USA with honor and glory. Is that a good pun? Yeah, I thought so. Anyway, the historical accuracy of the film Glory is mostly based on the battles and Robert Shaw's portrayal of himself. Since the only records we have are those two parts, those only parts can take in accountability for the whole entire movie's legitimacy. The director had achieved his purpose of presenting how African Americans impacted the Civil War by the weight of the 54th Regiment's accomplishments. Americans impacted the Civil War by the weight of the 54th Regiment's accomplishments. Many African Americans had given their lives to the cause of obtaining freedom for their children, and others so that the USA can achieve the promise that it made many years ago. It's shown by the courage, ferocity, and overall determination the 54th showed going into the battle, knowing that the Army could get them killed or enslaved. The acting of the whole cast of Glory had really been the highlight of the movie. While the actor who played Robert Shaw was great, Denzel Washington, Morgan Freeman, the actor who played the drummer boy, and every single actor really made the movie what it was. I would consider this a great strength due to the effort each actor and actress put into each part that they played. And even though some actors showed out more than others, overall they all made a very big impact in the movie. Music had also been a major part in the movie, but not as big or as much impact as the acting had. It's the only impact, or the most impactful parts of the movie that I feel were parts where the whole entire army gathers around the campfire, talks about what they hope for or what they're looking forward to the battle the next day, and the walk and march, I guess you could call it, to the battlefield in the last scene. Okay, this, even though this made the music seem weaker than it should be, just because of those two scenes were highlighted more than other scenes, and even though it was weak in most of the times or most parts of the movie, I feel as though it was very strong overall. The writing of the movie had some of the best and worst I've seen in a historical film in a while. While some scenes portrayed such great and honorable acting that it made the movie what it is today, others had really portrayed it to be one of the worst and really showed its time. Like, one scene that was best was when they were walking onto the battlefield, because it showed the courage that each one of the soldiers had and the fact that every single person who was in the Union respected those soldiers at the time for being so brave and going headfirst into battle. Other than like that, scenes that really did upset me personally were scenes with Robert Shaw talking to his companions or friends, because they were very strict, very harsh, and not very friendly of him, even though they're supposed to be friends, and I did not take a liking to that personally. Even though I wouldn't say it's a weakness or a strength of writing, I would say that it's more of a strength than a weakness, just because of how impactful the scenes that it was strong in made the movie. I thought the movie was quite good, and I positively responded to it because already having watched a lot of other historical movies and watching this previously, I really understand more of why it was good. I feel as though it was an enjoyable not just for a historical film but for a film in general. I think that personally, parts that I would really rate highly on were the acting of the main African American soldiers who were parts in the movie. They really had made the movie what it was, more than just the general acting and their impact and like their way, the fact that they tried so hard in each individual part in the movie, so it made the movie great. I'd recommend this film to others because personally I enjoyed the film and what it portrays. Most actually what it was like to be in the 54th Massachusetts, because many other film reviews, someone would either say that it's okay or niche or whatever, but I really enjoyed the way he portrayed the 54th because it made it seem like though they were African Americans, they wanted to become more than just their titles, and I actually appreciate that personally. I think it was a good movie overall anyway, but the 54th really did make that movie what it was because it's based on them anyway. But I think that the film does answer the basic question of the class, which is, can a Hollywood film be used to teach a class? I believe it does this in the way that I believe that that can happen, and I believe that Glory could do it if it was only revised a bit. If it was used and included more historical dates in it, if it told more about each battle, if it was specific enough not to deter from the movie, or tell more about it, you could easily have done that. Other than that, I do believe that historical a film can become can teach a class, but not this one personally. I believe that the extent that this film is legitimate is once again to Robert Shaw and the battles, because we only know about those two. Those two are the most important parts of determining was it legitimate or not. I believe that the battles were very legitimate since they were eyewitness views. I believe those were probably the most legitimate parts of the battle you could probably take just as a front look and understand that. And I believe that was probably the key what they spent a lot of time on because the battles are some of the greatest parts in the movie, and I believe they really do historically present the movie accurately. Um, I believe that what determines the legitimacy of a film is if the movie is an event. It's a current, not a current event. What am I talking about? It's determines it. It's if it is a primary source, a documentary, or something that's based off a primary source that can be used as legitimate source. And I believe that if it doesn't meet that criteria, then to be deemed as illegitimate. And does the film evidence ever become better than traditional historical sources? I believe that it can be, because many people are eye viewing learners, and that would probably help them a lot more. But overall, I feel like yes, it can be better because pictures tell 1,000 words, and there's a lot of pictures that go into movies. But for now, unless Hollywood really does devote themselves to making historically correct movies rather than just making money off the movies, that probably won't be the case. And the question, can Hollywood films be used to teach history? Now, I believe personally that they can. I believe that Hollywood films can be used to teach history because of how in depth they can go. Hollywood has enough money, has enough its time, has enough input, and enough great actors that they could do something like this if they just put enough effort into it. And concerned less about making money, but more about making things correct. So I believe they can have it. I believe this one maybe not specifically, but I believe so. No, I thought the movie Glory was one of the best I've ever seen, personally, as a movie. Not even as a historical movie, but just as a movie. Overall, I believe that it could be used Glory could be used to teach history. I believe that um the acting was great, the writing was great, the music was subpar, but that's okay. I believe that personally the movie really did define what a great historical movie could be on this channel. I think it was like first or second movie review I did, and I believe that it was really a key part. I believe it's a great movie. Now, to the real actual movie review. Yeah, movie review. I rate I rate my movies in this show, Triple M review, from F minus to an A plus. It is based on the school system of grading, and I use that too because it just makes it so that I have a lot more choices. I have 15 different options of choices to grade a movie, and that's really nice because it's pretty in depth then, rather than just like simple ways of grading. Um, no movie so far has reached B, or I guess less than a B. I think one movie had received a B, but that was only just because it was subpar and it seemed too artificial. It was a very Hollywood movie, but any of the movies really haven't done that. And now, I will rate the movie now. I rate the movie Glory an A, a solid A. And you're probably wondering why, and I will tell you why. The movie Glory receives an A because even though it was a great movie and I will rate it one of the highest, I still think that historically it has to be taken off some points because it wasn't as historically accurate as it could be, no matter how great the movie is. I feel like if Robert Shaw was portrayed any better, it would have been a fine movie, and I believe that truly it could be a A plus movie. But anyway, that's it for today, everyone. Thank you. I've come out of retirement. I'm here. I'm back. And yeah, see you next time on Triple M Review.